I'm sitting here with the owner, No Limit Coin, Raphael Grossworth. Happy to have you here. Have a bunch of questions from the community, and we're just going to go over basically talk about the coin.
That's great. You know, this is probably a moment that anybody that plans a coin, does the groundwork, planning, programming, testing, and then all the problems. And to get to the point where you're going to have your first kind of a town hall electronic meeting is very significant, indicative of where things are going. So I just want to say that I feel the energy that's coming through Dan, and now of course directly. And when you say owner of NLC, I would disagree a little bit. I don't want to disagree a lot with you, but we all own NLC, truthfully, right?
Good point. Good point.
And it's an amazing thing. I mean, we're trying to analyze, how when you're trying to explain it to people. I mean, we're still in such a minority, right? I mean, we're still 1 out of 100 that knows about crypto. So that tells you that there's so much leg room. That's why I keep telling people I see 100x for Bitcoin, because 99 out of 100 people don't know about it, and we know that 100% of the people need to be holding this. So in terms of what we have done, it's amazing when things come together. I mean, you plan them, you think about them, and then you look at coin market cap, and of course you look at the top 100, you look at the top 10, you're like, I'm gonna be here. But then you launch and you're not. Right?
Definitely.
You're sitting on the 6th page or 7th, and you're like, oh my god, 700, 600. But then the community starts getting involved. That's why crypto's so weird. It's almost like the less you have, the better. Really, I mean, it's not like a business where I want to have all everything. So this is an amazing experience, and it's like almost like a big top. I was trying to explain it to somebody, and I almost thought, okay, this is like a big top. Everybody's pulling, and then the whole thing comes up, and we all, kind of are under that big top tent. So going back to, do you want me to summarize our current status in terms of No Limit Fantasy Sports, No Limit Coin? The document I just sent you, and then we get to the questions.
Yeah, go for it. We'll go over the document set.
We'll do that. All right. So basically, we had a beta launch in the NFL season last time. Actually, 2 seasons ago. That was like, not even beta, alpha, right? But then 2016 was beta. We had 3,300 registrations, 654 contests, 20,000 team entries, a lot of No Limit Coin. I mean, when would I have imagined, I was doing 1 million weekly, so sorry about the guys that weren't there, but there's people from 60 countries playing fantasy sports. And No Limit Fantasy Sports, and it was so amazing to me. I mean, there's only 3,000 registrations, yet the coin is I mean, I don't want to say the word, so I won't say it, but it's such a draw. It's a contagion throughout the world, and everybody was registering for NFL fantasy football, and nobody knew how to play. And I'm getting all these emails, how do I do this, how do I do that? But then, I'm running the 1 million weekly, and, little would I have thought that's like 20 grand right now, right? So whoever, or 10, whatever it is, it's going to be 20 and more, because that's how crypto works. It's that. So our target launch dates are August for soccer. We're shooting for 100,000 registrations. Then NFL 2017, we're shooting for 200,000 registrations. And basketball and hockey will come in December. And cricket, which might sound a little foreign to all of us.
Hey, throw it in there, yeah. I mean, they have a big market for sure. Cricket.
Well, here's something interesting. 400 million people watched the Super Bowl. 800 million people watched the finals of the World Cup. 1 billion people watched the finals of cricket. So
wow.
That is so we're shooting. No, it's a craze, and you mix in the magic potion, which is no limit coin, and it's gonna drive people insane and want to go play it. I mean, it's India is going crazy with crypto. We gave some to our developers, and they're bouncing up and down with joy. I mean, from zero to a bunch of thousands of dollars per million, that makes some happy developers. So our developers are also, walking on clouds right now. Excellent. So, all right, that's the situation with the sports. So we're going to do all the sports. Then we're going to even look at the secondaries like the UFC and other situations like golf. But golf is very iffy. Our attorneys think that it's not even legal, so I'm not even going to go there. In terms of payment systems, we're finalizing the Visa MasterCard integration. It's taken months and months for various reasons, but now it's finalized. KYC, Know Your Customer module has been implemented. That was one of the pieces, and there's costs involved. So we're going to have the dollar version of the No Limit Fantasy Sports site. Just because the investor, I agree we should have it, but it's amazing how complex and difficult they make it, and that just pushes all of us into the crypto world. So in terms of Visa MasterCard, that's going to get done. It's going to be ready for soccer in August, obviously for NFL. So we're going to capture that market. We're going to go in there and get some dollars and maybe sprinkle those dollars with a little bit of no limit coin and just kind of tell everybody, hey, there's something over here. Purposely, I separated the two because people still don't get it. So I wanted things as far away from each other as possible, crypto and dollars. So that way the lawyers and the regulators wouldn't be like, what, this, that, the other, right? Yeah. So we've got the crypto fantasy sports. We've got no limit fantasy sports. We even have no cost fantasy sports. I don't know if anybody's seen that, because there's about 25 or maybe 20 states that have regulation, and it's expensive. And I just said, you know what, if you're going to put regulation on me, I don't even, we're going to start with the free version. So we also give some no limit coin, let them play, and we were giving a lot. So that's how we have to deal with some states, and we're going to process licensing in those states, but that's when things get rolling. So very, very important, and I apologize if anybody's watching that had some delays with their coin. I wasn't expecting just the barrage that Dan created with announcing what we were doing, and we got slaughtered with the orders, which is an incredible experience. I had never experienced something like that. But I didn't have, like a payment processing system. I said, oh yeah, the orders will come in, money will come in, I'll match them up. Yeah, not with 150 orders you want in a day. So we got through those, basically. But now I've got BitPay, I've got my guys in India just, hammering away at BitPay. So next time, Dan wants to release, I think, a little bit of coin. I mean, a piece of math. The only coin that's going to see the light of day from our end through Dan, and he's got the plan. But we shouldn't be talking about our targets. But once, just like Bitcoin, it touched the 1200, came down, took years, boom, back. It kind of sets the stage. So, the stage at 2 cents has been set. Dan's confident about 3, 4, and 5. We really shouldn't be talking about, and if I'm going too long, Dan, just, cut me off.
Oh, no, you're good. It's good.
All right. So, BitPay, very, very important. We might just do a try, like a little auction. I might just say, Dan, let's throw up 500,000 or whatever into small orders. Let's see how BitPay works, and we'll just limit it to very tiny orders, and we'll throw a little bit out there, because I want to make sure it works really good for when the fantasy season comes and thousands of people are crushing us to join the party, because we're gonna design a way where you're gonna have essentially prize in the form of NLC I mean, I saved NLC, but that's what I saved it for. I'm going to blow the whole thing up in the fantasy game. So, I mean, people around the globe in 60 countries are now, I don't want to say wealthy, but, you know, from zero to having thousands of dollars feels wealthy.
Yes, it
and
does.
it's very, very satisfying. I'm proud to, you know, talk to people in 60 countries. I mean, I don't talk to people in 60 countries, but there's registration. Everybody had 10 and 20 and 50,000 and 100,000.
Yeah.
And so anyway,
Awesome.
that's happening, and it's going to happen a lot more, because even now we're seeing registration. I mean, we used to give out 10,000 coin at registration. Now it's 100, but we all know that that's the way crypto is, and next time it's going to be 10. So we're working on, okay, now the most important thing is getting into Bittrex. I totally get it.
Yep.
And into Polonius. I mean, those are the two that we want to get into. And so Bittrex, I've already had communications with them in the past. They said they based including coins in their exchange by the groundswell, the noise that we make. So so we need to go in there to the Bittrex Twitter sites, and specifically Twitter, and start talking about No Limit Coin, just how you guys have, you know, just amazingly and very gratifyingly to me, been doing throughout, you know, with videos. I mean, it's my first experience with this kind of, you know, going viral, right? Yeah. So we've got wallets being worked on, the Mac wallet in progress, the Android wallet's being fixed, and we're not doing the iPhone wallet. I mean, right now, just because things change so fast with them, and it's expensive, and my developer said, let's just, you know, not go there now. I'm like, okay, no problem. We're going to issue a press release this week.
Okay.
We're going to write it. We're going to discuss everything, you know, try to condense it into a letter, basically saying, here's DraftKings and FanDuel rolled into us. Here's the most profound, you know, financial instrument that has hit our world since, I mean, first, you know, I guess gold came along, and then the kings figured out you could give people pieces of paper and tell them who, and so forth. So now we're going to come with both things together, and that should give us a very interesting situation in the market. So I guess I should take questions.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and start. All right, we got a bunch of them. All right, so the first one comes from Zlutz, Z-L-U-T-Z. He's a member of the community Slack group. He says, as for traceability, what coin is No Limit Coin similar to? Also, why use No Limit Coin for poker and or betting when you could theoretically use Dash, Merino, or similar? What makes No Limit Coin the best for this show?
Okay. We basically are a Bitcoin clone, and but we also added the Peercoin angle. I mean, basically the blockchain is Bitcoin, but the staking side is Peercoin. And Peercoin, I mean, I went through mining of Bitcoin, and I couldn't figure out why we were all spending, you know, power the way we were. It's insane, you know. And the way that the blockchain moves on wallet-based, you know, staking-based processing and mining is beautiful and very, very efficient. So that's why we liked it. And initially, if you might recall, there was No Limit Coin 1.0, and then that had a PO, proof of stake, and a POW, proof of work, kind of like Bitcoin. But what I was seeing is that all the proof of work, all the mining, maybe we did our math, but I think I did our math wrong, because I did, I think, 2 or 3% a year, but of all coin. So imagine, so the miners were getting, you know, a lot, and they were just dumping the coin, and it was causing a very big strain, you know, on the coin, and just killing it. I said, this doesn't make sense. We need a network. Let's just stay with the peer coin. So we transitioned over to 2.0, and it's been very smooth, very good. You know, we don't see the coin that's coming in through interest. hitting the exchanges. So people are holding the coin, and that's where you're going to get the value. So the reason we're also a great coin for other platforms is the speed.
Yeah.
We are much faster. We're on 2-minute blocks, and since the communication is with the wallet itself, the wallet is the network versus the machine somewhere in giant warehouses. That's why when I send a coin or when anybody sends a coin, it gets there instantly, a fraction of a second and then you get 6 confirmations. But we could design a merchant system that will go on a single confirmation and have instant money. Really.
That's a big advantage over Bitcoin. Plus the fees are a lot cheaper, I've noticed, compared to Bitcoin.
Right. I mean, that's how you start it off. Obviously, once you fully deployed your coin and it's being used in a lot of platforms, then you start, like everything else, you start jacking it up. That's what Bitcoin's doing and gonna do. And now everybody's like, oh, I gotta pay more so my money will move faster. So it's beautiful. I mean, it really is, because that's how it was designed, to make money from the transactions, because mining is gonna end as time progresses. It already has for most of us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go on, next one. So you basically answered the next question, which was what was No Limit Coin 1. So you just explained that. Right,
and let me just add a little more. There was 1.4 billion coin pre-mined there, and it was very lopsided the way I was only able to place 50 million. I mentioned that. So I said, no, this is going to be impossible to reach the 1420. So that was one of the other big motivational factors, and also the aspect of the proof of work that was causing, because the miners have to pay for the mining, and dump the coin, and it's just the drain. So that's what happened. Yeah, NLC1.
Cool. All right, so this is a question from ABS Corey Lone. He's another member. Question about getting to know each other. Tell a little bit about yourself and your team. Referring to you, Rafael.
Absolutely. I've been in telecom for a long time. I mean, since I was right out of college, I got involved with telephone systems. I'm 53. I was 17, and I just started installing phone systems, and that. Basically, by the time I was 20, I had a company in Mexico. I just saw it was just easy to take technology from the United States, and since I grew up with a bilingual family, so I basically put together a company in terms of telecom, installing phone systems, and grew to pretty big. Then I was able to sell it in '95, came back to the United States, continued in telecom, had pay phones. I know it sounds kind of boring and ridiculous, but there was a day when I had 1,000 payphones, and and each payphone made you 30 or 50 bucks a month. Do the math. It was amazing. But all good things do come to an end. So cell phones killed that. So I've been a telecom hardcore, but then I was hired by the government of Qatar to develop a electronic bike sharing system, which I did in 2014, the poker table that you might see on ships, that's automated with screens, all around. That was my design, my patent. So but Bitcoin, it's like, I think all of us go through this when they're explaining it to you and you're actually paying attention. Because I remember when they mentioned, and it was like a toy and the guy with the pizza. But then when they explain it to you and you're like, what? And then I'm a computer guy and lived in the data room. So when I saw this, I mean, like second number 16 of people explaining this to me, it just dawned on me that this is where I wanted to spend the rest of my days. And go ahead.
It's basically the same how I felt when I found out. People had to explain it to me, and I just kept brushing it off. And I finally learned what Bitcoin was. I was like, wow, there's accountability. They can't just print. They can't, they can't counterfeit it. It's all accounted for. I was like, well, yeah, that's how life should be. It's how the most important aspect of society, money, should have accountability. So coming from the same person, Corey Lone. If I butcher your name, I'm sorry. I butcher everybody's names. It's what I do. Question about the future. What are some key milestones that you would love No Limit Coin 2 to accomplish?
To be in multiple gaming platforms, not just crypto fantasy sports, and to be in multiple exchanges so you can bring the liquidity. Mm-hmm. So I guess those are the two things. Deployed in multiple platforms so there's true demand on the coin, because now when anybody needs coin through the website, it's not going to go to us. It's going to the exchange. So every order is going to hit the exchange. Bam, bam, bam. So that thing's going to, ring like a cash register, I imagine, in terms of getting the price up. And once we add other platforms where you've got other players, be it casino, whatever platforms, and they're consuming the coin, that's when you're going to get the critical mass that's going to force the coin to expand to 10, 20 million. I mean, essentially, it's all the value that you need to take care of all the platforms is what the combined value is going to be, the market cap. So if we put a bunch of platforms in here and each one needs a couple of million or three in their circulation, well, that's 15, 20 million that we need to have in market cap. So that would be the goal. So anybody that that can bring a platform, talk to Dan about it. We'll be very grateful. I don't know what the hand signal for coin is. This is for the paper money, right?
Yeah. What is the coin signal? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. The hand. So that's where No Limit Coin needs to go, and you need to just have everybody pulling at it, and no supply or very little supply, which is the case very soon, and that way that's when you're going to get the leaps that we all know can happen. That's the first thing. I mean, we already know what these financial instruments can do, and nowhere, not before, not later, is ever going to see what we're seeing right now. So,
opportunities right now, and we're right in the thick of it.
We are.
Okay, so he Lucky879 says, I hope No Limit Coin starts sharing the roadmap on the website. So when's the plan to get that up there?
I'm gonna take the document that I just posted to you, and I'm gonna put it in an organized fashion, and we'll put up a timeline on No Limit org. Coin.org, and we'll definitely do that. I totally agree that we should have that, and we'll put it up there so everybody can know what our targets are. And certainly, I'm very pleased with registrations. I mean, we're getting registrations right now into the game, and there's no game going on. We're going to announce it. Yes, we didn't have the announcement. We're going to announce it there on the website. But it's very nice, and it's because of all the turmoil with the coin. So that's what we're going to have to do. We're going to, all have to kind of, accelerate, pedal to the metal on in terms of, okay, we've got soccer and, in the United States, we're in the NFL, but believe me, No Limit Coin's there. And it's, I'm also, NFL and all that, but everybody, investor wanted soccer. I agree, we need a soccer. Yeah. And then we already did the soccer, trial version, and it's exciting. Once you're playing against other people, your friends, and then there's money involved, anything's good.
Anything's good.
Yeah.
It's why poker's so fun. Alright, let's So basically, can you go over the staking in detail? That was a big question. So, how to stake, what's it about?
Yeah, so you stake by installing the Windows wallet, soon to be the Mac wallet also. And basically, it's a it's a PC-based wallet. It's not a cloud-based wallet like we have right now, which are, I mean, dangerous. The truth. So that's why if you have large amounts, you should keep them on your Windows wallet. Not just because of the staking, but what the staking does and what this coin is all about. It's a POS, right? Proof of stake, or proof of just like a bank, right? You put in more money, you get more interest. So in this case, we wrote the code to match about 4% per year. Now, the funny thing is that it gives out the 4%, but it gives it out even if 100 million of it gives out 4% of the 200 million, even if only 75 million are staking. So you guys are making more, and I'm not staking because why would I want to stake, right? My whole thing is get rid of the coin. So once I am rid of the coin and I've got only our final blocks, then I'll stake. But I said I'm not going to stake ever because it wouldn't make sense. So that's what it does, and every wallet becomes a node. The more nodes the network has, the more valuable it is, the more attention it gets as a coin. So you're helping the community a lot by doing that. That's why the system is paying you back with interest. You're making back interest or coin, and since these are 2-minute blocks, you're going to see coin practically every few minutes. So it's very gratifying. I've got some friends that I kept telling him, why do you keep the wallet open all the time? I mean, I liked it, but he says, oh, I just like to see all the money coming in. I said, yeah, but right now it's not worth anything. I was saying that, right? That was a month ago, right? Now he's like, you see, I'm glad I didn't take it down. But that's what the wallet's all about. So it's a really good deal right now. I mean, if you do the math, it's probably 10% or something. Now it's gonna start to adjust as more people stake, but it's never 100%. And that wallet does allow you to put in a passcode, or you can go to Yobit, and then there's going to be other exchanges. So that's what that's about.
All right, cool. That was good. Okay, here's one from RD123. What advantages does No Limit Coin 2 have over big companies if they decide to throw heaps of money at making their own blockchain technology and leveraging the pre-established brand image, customer base, and outcompete the No Limit Coin?
That doesn't just apply. That question doesn't just apply to No Limit Coin. I think it applies to a lot of coins, or all coins. What happens when Walmart makes their own coin, and it seems like the world's got room for a lot of very specialized financial instruments called the blockchain, and every one of those is really a community of people that give value to the coin. So it's all about the community. I don't fear that aspect of it at all. I think big companies are going to be the last ones to figure this out.
That's true.
But on the other hand, there's nothing wrong with I've even thought, because that's why my hat says I'm your CEO. We do other software and all that. But right now it's been all blockchain stuff in the coin. But somehow there might be companies out there that might not know about this, and you might walk into a company and say, you know what, XYZ company, you need your own coin, because that's going to be your reward system. That's your own credit card system. Get rid of Visa, use your own credit card system. Give your customers credit using your own tokens, your own blockchain. And people are going to be like, huh? Yeah, that. So I think the world's going to need a lot of, and it's showing it already. It's not just Bitcoin; it's a lot of coins. So I don't think that's an issue. If it was like three, Amazon. I mean, look, the internet's Amazon, eBay, and there's 3 or 4 that drive everything, and that's bad. But with blockchain, it's a lot more. We know that the value is at the top, but there's still a lot of specializations going on. So I'm not worried about that piece at all.
Plus, being a front runner is a big deal. Being first to it. So, and we have all the time to soak it up right now and take advantage of that. All right, let's go to the next one. Okay. Do we know when No Limit Coin 2 will be used by users of the Fantasy Sports app, and don't we have to wait for the app ready first? When will the app be released? If there is an app coming out.
What we actually did start doing the app, but HTML5 is so good now, which is basically responsive technology where you and I would invite anybody to log into Crypto Fantasy Sports and try to look and feel. I mean, to me, it feels like an app, but it's not. I mean, the app is just one more thing you have to do. It's clean. It works clean, theoretically. But we stayed with basically just the HTML5 model. Maybe at some point we will do an app if somebody can convince us, it makes sense, because it's an additional layer of complexity, because you have to download this app, and every time there's an update, the user's got to download it and accept it, and because we are, new, there's always going to be a lot of updates. So really a web-based solution is a lot simpler, and if you look and play and do it on your phone, I don't think you can tell the difference. It might be, 2% difference, but somebody make a case to make the app, we'll do it. But at this point, and by the way, people ask me, I need to finish. I just realized that I talked about my experience, but I didn't say, we've got developers in India that throughout the years, like 5 or 6 that are very, very good. We've got developers in the United States, and a couple of guys, and it's just a team that I've assembled through the years, through different projects that that are very good. 2FA is fixed. 2FA had some issues, but now it's working. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, good. I think we're almost. So you already said the Mac wallet's on the way, right?
The Mac wallet's on the way, but not the iPhone wallet. That we're going to leave to the end because the contractor wants a lot for it, and we're just going to kind of say, okay, we'll do it, but let us do all the other ones, and then we'll get on that one.
Cool. All right. Yeah, the Mac wallet's coming up. I haven't got really any questions about the iPhone yet, so.
The Mac's done. We just need to adjust it, and then the Android. We have the NLC1 out there. So we pulled that. We got to put the NLC2. That was the problem.
Okay.
So so that's going to get resolved. But I appreciate all the questions. It shows me that everybody's paying attention.
Exactly. So, that's exactly what we want. We're gonna try to do this every week. Just even if we don't have any questions, because eventually we're gonna run out of questions, we'll just chat it up about the future, have like a podcast type deal. I think that'd be pretty good moving forward.
Now I want to kind of we talked about now where we want to go is the other thing. What are we doing? We're, as you correctly have done the new landing page, and where you mentioned we're in a $4 to $5 billion industry. It actually grew even with all the regulation imposed on all the states. I was expecting a drop in revenue at FanDuel and DraftKings. It didn't happen. They grew last year and the year before that, and they merged. You guys might have heard about that, about 4 or 5 months ago. They announced the merger, and I immediately responded with a letter through our lawyers, got our investor to approve, $1,000 to write the letter. Okay, so we send the letter. to the FTC, and we're happy to announce that the FTC rejected the merger. So that is going to keep the playing field. It's not level, but at least those two giants didn't join, and now instead of one, there's two, big players out there that are going to have to look at us. Have to, because we're gonna come in and take significant market share from them. So I believe that we're going to compete. We're going to be a group of three, but we're going to have the crypto coin aspect, and that's what's making it interesting for those large players.
Cool. Yeah, I think there's one more. Basically, you just answered that question though. What we're doing moving forward. Yeah, looks like we got them all. We got them all tackled. So if there's anything else you want to add?
Yeah, we're going to create a situation where the referrals, we're figuring out how the referrals are going to work. Dan will be able to explain where to get the links. There's already a link on there on the website, but we're going to figure out a certain percentage of what the people that you referred make, and then share that. So those are the things that are going to get ironed out. Make sure you come in for soccer. Bring as many people as you want, and that's when we're going to obviously have advertising running for No Limit Fantasy Sports, but also for the coin. So we're gonna go full court press, and the whole community has to get out there and also just spread the word, bring registrations to the game, to the wallet. Yes.
Yep. Cool. Yep. Well, that's gonna happen. We already have a gangbuster crew, so we're gonna spread it.
That's awesome.
All right. Well, shoot. I'll wrap it up. It's been a good long podcast, and
it's my first.
Hey, it's my first interview too, so it went pretty good. It went pretty smooth. All right, well, take care, Rafael.
All right, thanks a lot, Dan. Thanks for everything. Thanks to everybody. Keep supporting No Limit Coin. See you
later. I don't like interviewing people.
You interview him?
I ask questions.
I'm leaving him.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't hit stop recording.